Bonsoir, mes amis. Welcome back to Monaco. Last time, much the same as always, we stole the boat, and nearly got away with it. This time, the pickpocket's gonna pull a little bit of a clue. That's one way it could have ended. So it seems to me like this is the point in the story where the two storylines really start to diverge. The argument could be made that, you know, up till now, the locksmith and the pickpocket just had a slightly different take on what happened over the last couple days. But whereas before the locksmith was, you know, telling the story about how the gentleman had enemies and they blew up his yacht and they were trying to David was trying to keep them from leaving Monaco. Here, the pickpocket's version of the tale is that the gentleman is the person who blew up the boat. Which, if you look at the whole thing with the scorpion and the frog, and, you know, the gentleman constantly referring to them as frogs, and the redhead as a scorpion, stuff like that, the argument could be made there, but here it's just a little bit more explicit. Things will only get worse from here. This safe seems dangerous because it looks like it's sitting on top of fire, but you can actually reach it no problem. And if you remember at the end of the last level there was a Titanic reference there, it looks like Jack died same as always. Rose probably got away safe though. Probably. I hope. The level itself is not too bad. The biggest thing to watch out for is obviously don't step on the fire too much. Much like as always, there are all these shipping containers you can duck into if you annoy too many guards, and it doesn't take that long to get into them. As we go down in levels, the security is going to get a little bit more tight with dogs and guards, but overall, this level isn't too bad. The biggest thing to keep in mind is that there's not much overhead cover, so if you're worried about getting spotted by the helicopter, well, that's just going to happen. You're just going to have to deal with it. Down here on the docks, the security's been taken down a little bit, though all the security systems are still a little bit intact. There's no longer the large rotating laser keeping an eye on everything. The downside you have now is that you've always got to worry about this helicopter keeping an eye on you while you're on the docks itself. None of these boats which you go in to pick up gold off of have any overhead cover. The only place you'll find that is here in the maintenance areas. Luckily, instead of being the hard, always-on lasers that these were before, now they flicker on and off, which is just a tad bit easier to get through. The other difference is that there's a safe on the left here now, and it looks like somebody's already been caught trying to open that one. Still, we'll probably come off better.
Well,
The biggest thing to keep in mind if you're being chased around by the guards is to kind of avoid the area on the left here. Because these laser tripwires they're no joke. If you set one off, you'll be put to sleep for a significant amount of time in addition to taking damage. And the guards are going to have pretty much have a free day wailing on you. In retrospect, I probably should have taken the smoke bomb, but I think I have a problem with the smoke bomb. Yeah. Still, with clever enough bandage use, anything can be brute forced, right? Down here on the sea level, as far as the security systems go, it's even more important to take your time here. Not so much because, you know, you'll get hurt, as it is. You'll get hurt, and then a guard will come by and continue to beat on you. Unlike the last level where the lasers kind of interlocked with each other, these ones just constantly, they're all on and off at the same time. It's a little bit easier to get through. In my opinion, anyway. The biggest problem you'll run into here is that, again, there's hardly any overhead cover to get you away from the helicopter. And it's kind of really easy to get the attention of every single guard and dog in the level at the same time. Don't ask me how. If I was playing multiplayer, this would be great because then everybody else could go through and do their work. Instead, don't be afraid to take a quick hop on the stairs to get away from your troubles. The biggest problem with trying to tackle this safe on the right side is that there's no way to avoid the helicopter. So, unless you're playing a character who can open it quickly, or you have a wrench, or you have a disguise, which there are none on this level, it can be a little bit difficult to open without catching the attention of every guard. But something interesting I found out, while the gentleman does open escape vehicles faster, it only counts for boats and ambulances. He opens the boats at the same speed as everyone else. Did I say boats? I meant cars and ambulances. Anyway, that's it for now. Please join me next time.